All right, a very tragic situation happened here in DFW, Lewisville to be specific. Denton County Commissioner Bobbie Mitchell was hospitalized after being stabbed in the heart by her grandson, and her husband was murdered by him with the same knife. We have some details on that, which I will play for you after we play the initial news report on this. Let's check it out.
That attack happened at the home of Denton County Commissioner Bobbie Mitchell. Her grandson, who lived with the couple, is now in jail charged with murder. Tonight, a community vigil was held to show support for the Mitchell family. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager was there and joins us live. Peyton.
Hi, Steve. Tonight we are at Westside Baptist Church in Lewisville, and all day we've seen support on the city level, the county level, and really the state level after this horrific attack earlier this morning. The pastor here tonight says he's been in touch with the Mitchell family. Bobbie is expected to make a full recovery. She had a successful surgery today, but she is grieving the loss of her husband.
We are not alone.
Healing started Monday evening inside Lewisville's Westside Baptist Church. The Lewisville community showed up to support a woman who served them for decades, current Denton County Commissioner Bobbie Mitchell, and also remember the man who supported his wife for 50-plus years in marriage, 75-year-old Fred Mitchell.
He was without question one of the most supportive spouses. He was comfortable to be wind beneath her wing.
A black man was killed. Where's Black Lives Matter?
Occupy the shadows and to push her in all that she did. We don't have the answers, but we can at least raise the questions together.
Police say the couple was stabbed early Monday by their grandson, 23-year-old Mitchell Blake Reinecker, who also lived at the home. Just before 4 a.m., a 911 call came from inside the Mitchell residence off Springwood Drive. The dispatcher heard a struggle on the other end of the phone.
The first officer that arrived located a suspect vehicle outside the residence and could hear screaming coming from inside the residence.
Officers able to detain Reinecker. Bobbie and Fred Mitchell were rushed to the hospital. Neighbors woke up to a crime scene across the street.
After an Easter day, we were just out here having so much fun, Easter egg hunt, and then we go to sleep at night and something like this horrific happens is really scary.
Bobbie is expected to survive. However, her husband later died from his injuries.
That family, you need to hold them in your hearts, in your prayers.
Bobbie Mitchell has a long history of leadership with the city of Lewisville, described as a woman of incredible faith and a trailblazer. She served as a Lewisville City Council member and then was elected to be the city's first black mayor in 1993.
We talk almost every day.
Before she went on to serve Precinct 3 on the Denton County Commission.
Just an incredible history with the city of Lewisville. Being the first black mayor and having this long history, like I said, involved with the county and the city of Lewisville. Great work by this woman.
Commissioner's Court with County Judge Andy Eads.
We're so sorry to lose Fred Mitchell, and I'm glad that Bobbie is on the road to recovery. She had a very successful surgery today, and I believe that she's going to be physically made whole, and that we're going to be praying for her speedy and complete recovery tonight.
Reinecker is charged with murder and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Detectives did locate a kitchen knife from the scene. Detectives, however, are still working to find out the motive in this case and what led up to this horrific attack.
All right, so there was the report on that, and more details have come out about this situation. This is very disturbing, so we'll go ahead and play this.
4 News has obtained the arrest affidavit for the assault of Denton County Commissioner Bobbie Mitchell and the murder of her husband. Hello and good evening. I'm Steve Eager.
I'm Heather Hayes. In the affidavit, investigators say their grandson broke into their house. Fox 4's Lori Brown live in Lewisville with the story. Lori.
Heather, according to the police affidavit, when the first police officer arrived, screaming could still be heard from inside the Mitchell's home, and the suspect's car was parked in the driveway with the driver's side door open and the headlights still on.
Everybody knows Bobbie Mitchell. Everybody respects Bobbie Mitchell. And to have this happen, it's very difficult for all of us.
According to the arrest affidavit for Mitchell Blake Reinecker, the 911 call came in just before 4 a.m. Monday, but the dispatcher could only hear screaming and a struggle. According to the affidavit, when the officer arrived, she entered the front door and saw a man who was later identified as Reinecker standing in the hallway over the body of Fred Mitchell. He was transported to the hospital but did not survive. The officer placed Reinecker in handcuffs and detained him outside. She then found Commissioner Bobbie Mitchell inside with knife wounds. She stated her grandson broke into their house, stated he was going to kill them, went to the kitchen to get a knife, returned to their bedroom and began stabbing both her and her husband. Mitchell suffered injuries to her heart and had to undergo surgery. As of the last update, Mitchell was in critical care but expected to recover.
My gosh, that is a horrific scene right there. Imagine being the officer who responded to that and walking in on that. Oh my gosh, I just wonder what the motive was for this guy to do that to his own grandparents. It's scary stuff. And she was incredibly lucky to survive that with knife wounds to her heart. Oh, amen.
Mitchell was the first black mayor of Lewisville, serving from 1993 until 2000 when she was elected county commissioner. Monday night, people gathered to pray at Westside Baptist Church.
Few people in the history of Denton County have impacted people in the way that Bobbie Mitchell had. Person of incredible faith, a trailblazer.
Fred Mitchell was remembered as a faithful husband, happy for Bobbie to be the one in the spotlight.
Fred was never elected to office. He was never appointed to office, but he served because he shared his wife with the Denton County residents for over 30 years when Bobbie was on the city council and as mayor and now commissioner. We're so sorry to lose Fred Mitchell.
According to the affidavit, Reinecker had been living with the Mitchells since the end of last year, but they did see signs of forced entry, and with the car door open and the headlights on, police believe that he was trying to make a quick getaway. Heather.
All right, Lori.
That's what it sounds like to me, with the lights on, the car lights on and door open. Maybe he was gone for the night, and yeah, so doors were locked, and he busted in. And then that's when he made his attack. It was his plan to get away. Scary stuff. Now, the husband was very supportive. He probably did not want to run for office. May not have been his thing, but he's very supportive of his wife, which is very good. As a very kind and loving, supporting husband should do. You're not in the spotlight, but your wife is, but you want to be there, right there for her. And she had a great history with the city of Lewisville, being the first black mayor, serving them for 7 years, and on the county commission, being a county commissioner. He seemed like a great guy and a couple that was loved by the community, that is loved by the community. And it's tragic to hear this. This guy, they took him in at the end of 2024, so. He'd only been there for a few months, and I wonder what the reason was for them taking him in. If he already had some problems, couldn't keep it together, and his parents wanted nothing to do with him, who knows? And so his grandparents said, "We'll take him in," and they opened their arms for him, opened their doors for him, and this was what happens. I don't know what leads people to do things like this. This guy's obviously very troubled. And he deserves to be in prison for the rest of his life. Doing that to anybody and to a family member is crazy. And Lewisville is, it's here in DFW. I've been to Lewisville plenty of times. Look, I'm not the biggest fan of the city of Lewisville, but it's just tragic to know that these things just happen so close to home. It's in the metropolitan area that I live in, so I know where Lewisville is. I've been there plenty of times. It's just crazy to think about that. But I'm going to leave it right there. I wanted to share this story with you because it's local here to DFW. If you are in the area or if you're in the state of Texas, I like to bring you these news stories because I want you to know what's going on here in the Metroplex. But I'll leave that right there. Subscribe to the channel for more news stories like this. Hopefully nothing like this happens again, but if it does, I will bring it to you. And I will see you next time. Thank you. Take care.